Hey everybody, welcome to SwingBatter. I am your host, Brendan. With me today, Dad. How you doing, sir?
Great. Wonderful.
Fantastic. And Todd, how are you, sir?
I'm muy fantastico.
Fantastic. As we get into, as the season is progressing, everybody, and we look at teams that have spent a lot of money to get a good payoff. And when you spend a lot of money, you hope to get that payoff. Like when I went to the mall the other day, and I'm looking at Louis Vuitton bags, or I'm looking at the Tesla car or the Lucid, you expect those things to last. And when you spend that much money on a car or a handbag, you really think it's very important. One of those expensive handbags this year that really jumped out at us for not performing so far. And if you want to go back and watch some old episodes, you can check out our take on the Mets. You can probably look at that over there, or you can check out the San Diego Padres. They're probably right there. Just check out those episodes in the past. We have a wonderful team called the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, just to give you a little bit of stats before we get into more stats, as we like to do here, especially when it comes to money, how much is that payroll in the window? Well, it's $244 million. This is fourth overall in payroll. They have given us a record as of Sunday, a record of 27-32. And like I said, similar to the Mets record as of right now, 27-32. The good news about this is the wild card. Now, baseball has done a wonderful job with the wild card. It brings a lot of attention, a lot of attraction to the game later in the season. The Phillies and the Padres and the Mets are all doing very poor. It's good to know that the Miami Super Marlins, or as we put it, the Dolphin Hunters, they are currently in a wild card spot, and so are your Pittsburgh Pirates. Neither team I would expect to be there at the end of summertime, but you have three teams that are below the wild card race, and one of them is your Phillies. Now, I would like to say that this is probably a World Series hangover. However, they did sign some great talent that I thought was wonderful, and I'm sure I'll get made fun of on this episode by my father and brother. But let's just go first things first. The highest paid player on the Phillies. Should we do highest or lowest, folks? What do you guys want to start with?
Start with the highest, man. Go big or go home.
All right, here's the big cheeseburger, if you will. And I really don't have problems with this player at all because of what he went through in the offseason. Bryce Harper is your highest paid player. If we all remember, last season went to the World Series, then he proceeded to have a very, very serious surgery. We did not expect him to return until probably after the All-Star break. I think that's what all the projections were, but he's already back. And these are very short numbers, but he's had 104 at-bats, which is not a lot. But again, early, but batting .298 with 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, clearly not the numbers you would expect from Bryce Harper. However, I am very impressed that he came back. For the money that he's getting, again, huge contract. He's getting $27 million this year. It is 27.5 roughly. This is your highest paid Philly. I love him. Todd did an episode earlier where he was talking about his rage of attacking another player for talking smack to another teammate. It wasn't even him. What are your thoughts on Bryce Harper and what he's provided the Phillies this year? Clearly his numbers are much lower than we expected.
He's still a threat every time he comes to the bat. Listen, the potential is going to be eventually going to be a potential for an MVP candidate. I know the numbers aren't there right now, but I think that's more in line with the fact that he just doesn't have any protection right now in the lineup with the way that everybody's hitting. And the truth that he doesn't have people getting on bat in front of him. So how's he going to knock in people? I'm not going to knock Harper for his talent. I just think he's a head case.
I am not disappointed, and I think he's doing well because we all knew he was hurt. He had a surgery. I think he came back faster than was expected, and he's still almost batting .300. He's the best player on the team. I think Bryce Harper's been an asset. You can't fault a guy for not being able to play because of a surgery, but he's come right out in the groove, and I think the Phillies hasn't shown yet, but I just have a sense the Phillies are playing better since he came back. There's a lot of other guys that have let him down, but he's not one of them.
Yeah, the Phillies haven't had a good run of it here. I mean, you don't have a 27-32 record by playing good baseball and they have a lot of issues. I don't think Bryce Harper is that issue. It would be great to see him pick up the home runs, RBIs, what have you. Todd, you make a very valid argument with the no runners are in scoring position. The next guy on the list is the mojo of the team. He is the guy that I loved when they signed him. I still love him to this day. And sadly, it's just not been what I expected so far this season. It's Trea, the best slider, Turner. Now, he's getting $27.2 million in this contract. He signed a massive deal in the offseason. He left the Dodgers to go to the Phillies. Bryce Harper was a giant salesman for Trae Turner, if everybody remembers. So that he could be blamed for. This is what I like to call the beginning or the weight of the big contract. When you get a large contract, $300 million, $298 million, you try to hit everything you can to the moon. He was playing with much more ease when he was at the World Baseball Classic, just raking. I think this is one of those, I put a lot of weight on my new big contract. So coming into Philly from the offseason, this has been a bad start. Here are his numbers. They're not good. 232 average, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, 29 runs scored, and only 8 stolen bases. Just 8 is not getting it done, but clearly a 232 average is not getting it done either. I know I talk smack about Brandon Nimmo versus Trae Turner. That argument is currently not in my favor, and you can probably play my love for Trae Turner and show everybody how much I care for them. So this is the time that my brother Todd can start off by laughing about my love for Mr. Trae Turner, how he hasn't performed.
He sucks. He is not worth what you signed him for. But again, like, it's the first year coming off a contract. Like, where's the stolen bases? You got a bigger bag. You don't only throw over 2 times. The guy should be up to 16, 20 stolen bases at this point. He's not. He's stealing at a rate of like 1 every 8 games or something like that. He's got to be better than that.
He hasn't been caught stealing a base.
So why are you not running more?
He's not on base.
That's it. What's his on-base percentage right now? This year, what's his on-base percentage right now? His on-base percentage right now is 276.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, try to keep the bile where it needs to be, because it's a lot of like regurgitated, wow, this contract blows chunks. Blows absolute chunks.
It's hard for a guy who's hardly ever on base to steal bases. I think that if you're going to pick out one villain for this team, and there are a lot of guys not playing well, this guy's the top of the list. Absolutely. He's hurt this team in so many ways by his underperformance. Now, there's still, 90 games left to play. If Trae Turner gets hot and the Phillies get hot, it'll all be forgotten. But right now, it's very dark clouds for Trae Turner in Philly.
Well, the problem is he's 30 years old, right? So you could say like, oh yeah, you talk about like there's going to be a reversion to the mean. We're going to get this guy. Yeah, his batting average is going to be back up by 300. His on base percentage is going to be up by 385, 350. What if this is the new normal, Philly? What if this is what you have to live with for the next how many years? What do you get? What do you get signed for?
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Congratulations. His on base percentage is 276.
I will gonna give you one name that this is the same season that he had last. Marcus Semien with the Rangers. He started the first half of the season terrible. He signed a massive deal with the Rangers, and he's playing great this year. He played great at the second half of last year. His numbers were not where they needed to be. He's playing out of his mind this year. I think this is just the contract weight. I will say this: we are gonna put out a SwingBatter all-star voting, and I'm sad to say Trae Turner for shortstop is certainly someone you can vote for the SwingBatter all-stars. For the amount of money he's getting paid and what he's doing as a shortstop, he's got to be a top National League SwingBatter shortstop in my opinion.
Oh, he's absolutely. All
right.
Oh, by the way, Brandon Nimmo's on-base percentage is 375.
The only thing I can do is just eat that bowl of humble pie. I love you, Trae Turner. Get back to your normal. The next player on
It's a crazy thing. The Phillies trail the Mets by only 3 games. So,
As of this recording,
yeah, they're far from out of it at all.
no, none of these teams are out of it because again, the wild card.
Listen,
wild card is wide open.
Stay tuned because I have a really big theory about the National League right now.
Okay.
The next big player is an old Met, Mr. Zack Wheeler, who signed with the Phillies. He is getting $24.5 million. That is still better than Jacob deGrom, who still isn't pitching. Has anyone seen him, Mr. Jacob?
He's grocery shopping.
Still grocery shopping. So Zack Wheeler, let's get to the Phillies. The pitching staff is not performing. I'm just going to put it out there. None of these pitchers on this list are doing very well. Zach is getting a 4.33 ERA, not very good, a 4-4 record. He also has a whip of a 1.21, which is not bad. I like the whip of a 1.21, so the ERA is a little high. 79 strikeouts in 68 and 2/3 innings. He's eaten up good innings. He's had 12 starts. He's hit 5 batters, which is a little high, and he's also allowed 5 home runs, which is very low for 68 innings. I like Zack Wheeler to turn this around. I think a 4.33 ERA coming down to in the low 3 range is very realistic for him. But for a start and for the Phillies to start and not really have an ace pitcher, Zach was supposed to be an ace. He should be in the high 2s, low 2s. That is not unrealistic for a pitcher this time of the season. This has been a bad start for Zach.
His hits per 9 innings are up. His home runs per 9 innings are up. His walks per 9 innings are up, but his strikeouts per 9 innings are also up. He's got the highest whip that he's had in 5 years. He's 33 years old. Traditionally, this is the beginning of the end for pitchers. I have fond memories of Zack Wheeler when he was with the New York Mets. I wish only the best for him. But Phillies, I'm going to sit here. This may be the new normal of what you're dealing with. You could say at the beginning of the year, it's April, it's May, it's now June. It's the beginning of June. What do you get to the All-Star break when we say, like, this is just what it is right now? I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's the medical staff. What changed, Philly? What changed in Philadelphia right now that this is going on?
Dad, anything on Zach?
No,
bad numbers. 33.
I
don't think 33 is too old.
Yep. Yeah, and I just want to go back. Trae Turner's only 30, and that is not old age. So we'll have to wait and see. But
Matt Harvey retired from baseball. He is 34. You can say 33 is not old, but Matt Harvey, Zack Wheeler probably treats himself better than Matt Harvey.
I think everybody at home treats themselves better than Matt Harvey. The next player is JT Realmuto, the catcher they signed a year ago. He's getting $23.875 million. Going over his stats, this was a huge signing for them. The huge catcher. He's batting .258, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, 19 runs scored. None of those numbers pop. None of those numbers are fantastic. One of the things that surprised me is he has 7 stolen bases. Trae Turner has 8. My friends and family, that is not good for Trae Turner. And it, again, compounds the argument that Todd had regarding Trae Turner because that's just terrible. Shocking that he's tried to steal 10 bases. So he's tried to steal 2 more bases than Trae Turner. He's been caught 3 times. The average and the numbers are not what I love about him. But again, he was a catcher that was available. The Mets wanted him. Other teams wanted him. But the Phillies got him. And he's the 4th highest paid player on this team. Your thoughts, Dad?
Well, that 19 RBIs is just, we're 60 games in, and you're sitting at 19 RBIs, and Turner's at 16. This, how are they getting runs? I mean, these 2 guys are supposed to be bringing them in. And then there's other guys that are just also supposed to do something, aren't doing anything either. So I just look at that 19 RBIs saying, seriously? 19 RBIs?
I don't think his stats are that bad. I really do think he's, outside of the RBIs, which the whole team's suffering with, I mean, he's really on pace for where he needs to be. His batting average has dropped a little bit. His on-base percentage has dropped a little bit, but it did very little to kind of nudge that back to where it's been. I just don't, I don't think the guy's, that far off. He's 32 years old. He's a pitcher. He's a catcher. you know, you're probably, what, a third of the season, a little less than, a little more than a third of the season at 5 home runs. So he ends up with something to 17, 18 home runs compared to 22 last year and 17 the year before. He's where he was previously. You may not be thrilled with the numbers, but as far as catchers go, to get this level of consistent offensive performance, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I will tell you, I'm not going to disagree with you about catchers. The catcher position is one of the most disheartening one if you look at it across baseball. Really, really disheartening to see the offensive or lack thereof. Again, he's there to control the game, and I think JT does a great job of that. However, the pitching staff has not performed. Is that because of JT? I don't know. Moving on the list here.
Well, there is one catcher in the National League that's outperforming everybody else.
That would be
Gabriel Moreno.
There you go. There you go. There you go, folks. The next one is Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber. He came from the Cubs, the Nationals, and now he's sitting on the Phillies. Kind of a shocking way to get there. He's making $20 million. I'm jumping to him because it's really, really, really bad. I think this is King Kong Kingman. That's all I can say. His average is 172. However, he leads this team in home runs at 15. He leads this team in walks at 41. He also leads the team in runs. Oh, he's second on the team in runs scored. The guy batting 172 has scored the second most runs because he has walked 41 times. Something does not make sense to me. How do you walk that much and not hit the ball at all? It's just really sad. He's third on the team with 33 RBIs because he has 15 home runs. I would think that he's going to bring the average up, but this is just terrible, terrible start. World Series hangover? I don't know. I can't tell. $20 million for a 172. The average has got to, this is Joey Gallo-S numbers here.
He's going for the long ball every single time he's at bat. He has 36 hits and 15 of them are home runs. Come on.
It's wild stat.
That's absolutely nuts.
But with all his walks, what's his on-base percentage?
His on-base percentage is 316.
Yeah, so
he's your leadoff hitter.
No, you can't. No, half of his hits are home runs, folks. Half of the hits.
You can't. Your leadoff hitter can't be batting 172. I don't care about the walks. Your on-base percentage as a leadoff hitter has to be 375 or above. You should be over 400.
I think he should be batting 5th or 6th with the 172 and 15 home runs and get some more RBIs going, but you got to get guys on base, and he's not doing it. Again, this lineup is heavy home runs. JT is a home run guy. Bryce is a home run guy. Nick is a home run guy. Schwarber's a home run guy. These are home run guys. They don't have like the on-base guys. Trea Turner is that guy, but he's not doing it.
Schwarber is about 30 plays away from becoming Ryan Howard.
Ooh. I don't understand the leadoff. Even if he gets on base, the bases are clogged because he can't run. You know.
Oh yeah, he's not fast.
So I don't understand what he's doing in number one. It's I with you, Brendan. Put him at 5th or something like that, where at least when he gets a knock, there might be some people on base.
This team just hasn't scored consistently. They're not playing consistent. And again, when you rely on the home run ball, you don't know who's going to be on base. And the averages are saying that not many people are on base. The next guy is actually performing very, very good. Mr. Nick Castellanos. He came over from Detroit. He has $20 million as well. He is leading the entire Philly organization with the best batting average of 316, 7 home runs, 34 RBIs, 37 runs scored. He's the top 2 in every offensive category. There is nothing that I can say about this guy having a World Series hangover. He's just balling. 316 is where you want to see him. The home runs 7, I think, are fantastic because it comes with the 34 RBIs, the 37 runs scored. He's going to be a 100 guy this year and runs scored and RBIs if he keeps it up. I love everything about what he's doing. He's the guy that should make the All-Star team for the Phillies this year, no doubt about it. That's all I can say. But you got one guy doing it. That's just not enough.
Castellanos is doing great. He should be your leadoff hitter. He should be your leadoff hitter. There's nothing...
You're not making a bad argument. Yeah, there's an interesting team. These are the highest paid players in the Phillies. Dad, any hats off for Mr. Nick?
No, he's the star of the team.
All right.
He's the lone all-star vote.
Yeah,
All right,
Marsh isn't doing half bad either. I mean, like his on-base percentage is a little bit higher than Castellanos, but yeah, you definitely got to do something about Schwarber at the top of the lineup.
Dad, the next guy, you called it. I mean, you called this very early on when the Phillies signed him. You said this is bad all the way around. Mr. Walker is the second highest paid pitcher on the Phillies. That's right. This man is the second. So you have two pitchers who are paid higher than Aaron Nola, believe it or not, who is your ace. Mr. Walker signed a 4-year deal, folks, a 4-year deal. This is year 1, and I'm going to just go through these terrible numbers. He's sitting with a 5.65 ERA, signing a 4-year deal. He starts off with a 5.65 ERA. He has 12 starts. His whip is 1.45. Terrible. Terrible whip. Terrible ERA. 45 strikeouts in 57 and a third inning. Not good. This is, again, these are 10 starts. And I want to remind everybody something in Philadelphia. Zack, who was with the Phillies, left to go to Tampa. He is sitting with a 7-1 record with 16 innings pitched, a 3.3 ERA, and a 1 whip. Walker is nowhere close. And early on when we talked about this trade, this swap, oh, you got rid of Zack and then you got Walker, so on and so forth. This isn't even close. This is not even close. And I believe, Zack signed a 3-year deal. Walker signed a 4-year deal. It's so bad. This makes, in my opinion, the hot dog night for $1. Just serve it with a bun. Don't even give them the hot dog. This is just bad. Dad, I'm letting you start because you called this. You called it from day one.
I've never seen Walker much more than maybe a 4th or 5th starter, and don't expect much except maybe he can get you some innings. And they gave him all that money in 4 years? How old is this dude?
He's 30 years old.
Okay, but still, 4 years from now, I don't think he's going to be pitching for the Phillies.
Yeah, it's he regressed back to 2021 with the Mets, where he ended the season with a 4.47 ERA. He was impressive before that, but this is the highest ERA of his career. It's not good. It's not a good situation. And this leads me to believe there's got to be something going on in Philly with the coaching. Something changed.
You think the pitching coach?
There's something changed.
None of the pitchers
how is Nola? Yeah.
We're about to get into that.
Nobody's doing it there. No one.
There's nobody. Going to Aaron, no, I don't think we need to say anything about Walker. You can literally watch my dad rip that entire signing. Just shredded it like cheese. It was terrible. It still is terrible. Mr. Nola. Aaron Nola is getting $16 million, which in my opinion is a deal because Aaron Nola is a stud. However, these stats do not scream of that, folks. This is he has had 12 starts. He has a 4.7 ERA, 12 home runs given up, 65 strikeouts in 74 and 2/3 innings. He's got a whip that I think is fantastic with a 1.13. That is a great whip, but his ERA, again, is a 4.7. 4.7 on the rise to almost a 5. And going back to your comment, Todd, what is going on with the pitching? His home runs are up, I think, overall. He's been giving up home runs more so lately. This is, I just don't have a way to explain it. This is their guy. This is the ace, and he's not performing, and he's 4-4. What's crazy is Walker's 4-3, Nola's 4-4, and Wheeler is 4-4. Just, these are terrible stats for your top 3 in your rotation.
Yeah, it's brutal all around. The one high point is the fact that Aaron Nola has a 3.23 ERA against the American League, which you got to look at what's going on. There is a real lopsided talent pool when you look at the standings in the American League versus the National League. You've got a National League where all the teams are crunched within 6 or 7 games of each other. When you look at the wild card, and this is my theory on this whole thing. The talent stack in the National League is really compact. The teams are all Cardinals are in last place, believe it or not, just behind Washington by just a game. They're only 7 games back in the wild card. Whereas in the American League, you've got the Oakland A's, which are you're basically a little league team pretending to play in the National League. They're winning by accident. I think there's something like 40 games back already. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. But Nola can turn it around because against the American League, he's not horrible. Question is, can he do it against the National League? I don't know if it's something with the scouting. I don't know if pitchers are being tipped. I don't know if that somebody's selling secrets, like look at who's jumping where and what's going on in the National League. Something's up. Something's going on.
Dad, what do you say about these three starters? This is obviously, if these were your Diamondback starters, you would be losing it right now. You'd be pulling your hair out.
What have we talked about? Horrible disappointments at the plate, horrible starters. They're 27, at least in the time of this recording, 27 and 30. That's a miracle that they've won that much. These
27
numbers,
and 32.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, these numbers are horrible. There's no question about it.
And the last one is kind of a sign-off. I mean, this guy's making $10 million. It's Craig Kimbrell. He comes over and he signed a one-year deal. This is not, not anything crazy. He has 8 saves. He leads the team in saves. He has 8 of 8 save opportunities. He's been good in the save opportunities. However, he is 3-1 with a 5.32 ERA. So the Phillies are using him oddly, not just on save occasions, but also when the game is close or when they're tied. Obviously, he's not pitching in those ones, but he has allowed a lot of runs with a 5.32 ERA is not what you want to see. Their other person who has closed, I believe, 6 of 8 games, he has a .68 ERA. So it's interesting how the Phillies are using these pitchers. It's almost like it's a trial run with the closers mentality. But I'm not going to throw Kimbrell under the bus here. 8 out of 8 in saves, even though the ERA is terrible. But again, it's a situation. Maybe he only gets pepped up for maybe he takes the smelling salts before a save opportunity, and he doesn't when he's just going in there for a game there. You're down 2 runs, and it doesn't really matter.
I don't know. For years now, I've not bought Craig Kimbrell, whether he's with the Cubs, the Braves, the Dodgers. I don't remember. But I think if your closer has a 532 earned run average, you're eventually headed for deep, deep trouble. And I just don't buy the guy. I think he's had a lot of lifetime saves. He's got a lot of people who love him. But I watch the games and I say, if I'm bringing him in the 9th, I'm not feeling good.
He's John Franco at the end of his career. I'd watched John Franco in late 90s, early 2000s, and every time that guy came in, I was like, I don't know how anybody is getting out against this guy. It's really, I think his fastball was coming in at 82 miles an hour. I think his curve had all the movement of, one of those Tyco electronic tracks. You knew it was coming. It curved, you hit it, and somebody fielded it. So I think Kimbrell's there. Look, the Phillies are buying time. They're bringing him in for saves because they have to. This is not going to last. He's not going to end the year as the closer. He's done the saves that he has to do, but I don't think it's going to last.
Oh wow, yeah. This is the team. So this is the issue with the Phillies. I think it's a World Series hangover. But to your point about the National League, they are not out of it. But the issue that I have right now is you have 3 teams we covered now: the Mets, the Phillies, and the Padres. All 3 of those teams, in my opinion, I don't think the Mets and Phillies obviously are going to catch the Braves. They may, one of them may. The Padres catching the Dodgers and Diamondbacks is a far-fetched ideal right now. So you're talking about 3 teams fighting for 2 spots. That's what you're looking at.
But that's what it was. That's what it always was going to be.
But that is over almost $700 million fighting for just to get to the playoffs. They're not. And then that's a wild card play-in game, I believe. So it's not even like the thing. So this is a very shocking development to start the season. The team that I think of all those 3 teams that shocks me the most is the Padres. The Padres look lifeless. They look lifeless for so many areas. There is something wrong with that team. In hockey, you would throw away the manager. Hockey throws those managers away faster than fast. Baseball does not do that. Maybe they should look at that. So Padres are the team to me of those 3 that's the biggest disappointment. The Phillies, I give a grace period to. They lost in the World Series. Bryce Harper was injured, came back early. They just signed Trea Turner. He's trying to carry the whole team. Trey, it's okay. Listen to your therapist. You're going to be fine. Just relax. Take a breath. You got to beat Nimmo. I cannot deal with this guy. telling me all the time that Nimmo's better. That's my thought on the Phillies versus of all these teams. I think the Phillies have the biggest grace period to me because of the World Series.
So listen, you've got 3 teams with 35 wins. Okay. You mentioned the Mets. The Mets are 5 games back from that. That is not that far being the beginning of June. Teams have made that up in September. So 5 games back is not that big a deal. You're going to sit here and tell me that Miami's going to have, they have 33 wins right now. Milwaukee's got 32 wins. The Mets have 30 and Philly's got 28 and San Diego's got 27. This is a lot tighter than you think it is. I know you're saying these teams are disappointments. Here's the thing. The Mets offense is all slumping at the same time, consistently, for the past month. One guy slumps, the whole team slumps. Phillies, something's going on. That offense is all slumping, and the pitching's not pitching. Past couple days, they've come through after they got swept by the Mets. So the 2 teams are really, really streaky. The Padres have a problem, and they're starting to mix it up with kind of putting players in different positions. But those 3 teams, it's feasible, can go on a 10-game win streak, a 12-game win streak, and nobody's going to be surprised with the talent that's on those 3 teams. However, Miami and Milwaukee, I don't see them lasting. Listen, Arizona, I'm going to give this to you. Incredible start, 35 wins. You got to sustain that over the course of the next 80 games. Can you do 90 games? Can you do it? I don't know. There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and a lot of games can be made up here.
I think at the end of the summer, it will be interesting to see where all these teams lie. I think Miami and Pittsburgh and Milwaukee are question marks. But again, the NL Central, one team has to get in. But there's not more than one team. The Dodgers are interesting to me because I just don't feel they have the same life that they used to. But when you're looking at expenditure, like we do in SwingBatter, the Phillies, the Mets, and the Padres, if you said at the beginning of the year, this is where they're sitting, every one of their fan bases, every one of the sports writers would say, you're crazy. These teams should not be under 500. They have too much talent.
Yeah.
They are too good, and they're all under 500, and they never get that. They get a couple games, and they go back.
I didn't say it was great. If they're getting
I know
great
that.
on a report card, at the best, it's a C-. Maybe it's a D for all 3 of those teams. They're not where they need to be. They're not where they need to be. But it's not finals yet.
No, you're right.
We're not even at midterms.
June just peeked over the counter to say I'm kind of getting hungry. So
Right.
We're talking about end of July. How are these teams situated? And this is the run you have to go on. It's warm now, summertime baseball. Let's see who goes to those runs. All 3 of these teams continue to. I'm watching them. I'm seeing who's going to get flow in, who's going to get building some wins. Just hasn't happened for any of these teams.
They need to They need to knock it out of the park in the science project. They have the papa daddy that's going to do the project for them and probably buy a scientist to come in. So when they do the volcano, that thing's going to erupt and there's going to be fireworks and lava coming out, and they're going to go in and make a good run at the science project. And that's what's going to happen with these teams.
So here's what I want the people to comment before we answer this. So the folks that are watching this, and I appreciate all the likes, the subscriptions. Comment which of those 3 teams had the best record at the end of July. Dad, which of those 3 teams do you think has the best record? Phillies, Padres, Mets. Who has the best record in the end of July?
Oh, gosh.
Say it.
I know. It's tough.
Say it.
It is very, very tough.
Say it. You want to say it.
He's got
Phillies?
No. Isn't that what you're supposed to say?
Todd, who you got?
Mets.
I got the Phillies because Trae Turner's getting hot, baby. It's summertime. It's Grand Slam Trae time. It's slide yourself into the hearts of the millions of fans of the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies will have the best record at the end of July. I am pumped for summertime baseball, and you should be too. Take your dad to a ball game. Make some memories with your father. I can tell you right now, went to a great game with Todd. We were able to watch with our boys. It was wonderful. Make some memories. Go to the ballpark. Enjoy it with your son, your daughter, your family. And those stories, bring them in. Check them out at SwingBatter. We appreciate you. I thank you for being around for SwingBatter. I appreciate all of the father-children stories out there and the memories throughout many, many years. that have warmed my heart through the years, and I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I am your host, Brendan. That's Todd, that's Dad, and go terrible overpaid teams. That's all we got.